Hey, welcome along to my video. I'm trying a new method for NMM today, non-metallic metal. I'm starting with the highest colour, which is rare for me. I usually start with the base colour, the darkest colour, and work my way up to the light, but for this it's easier to work with a light source, sort of preordained I guess. And here you can see I'm just hitting all the highest points. I like to imagine a light source, or several light sources even, so you can have the NMM viewed from several different angles and it still works on the figure on something this size. So I imagine like a sunshine source, which allows for a fairly ambiguous source of light. That way it can have reflections off of other things, and but you're mainly hitting the tops of stuff, which kind of makes sense to me. So like the tops of the shoulders, the tops of the weapon, the tops of the shield, like you can see here. And it allows for a little artistic license for having reflective surfaces around it. So if there's any areas that I kind of want to emphasize, I can pick those out, and it doesn't necessarily have to have the same light source. It could be considered a reflective source, something in the model's vicinity that's shining light back at him. Now the shield, it's got all the tops covered, and the same with the weapon and his the tops of his armour on his forearms as well. Kind of hitting that, going really bold with it to start with, and try and smooth out the white so it has a kind of opacity that is necessary to put the other colours over the top of. It doesn't need to be blended at all. You want a solid colour for that. Now after the white areas, I go in with the darkest colour, and I hit all the lower faces, everything that's sort of underneath can't be seen so much, and I'm using black mixed with the blue colour that I chose. I'm using Sotek Green by Citadel. I found it's kind of a nice turquoise. And it mixes well with both black and white, so that is essential. Like some of their colours don't mix so well with each other, and I found that the Sotek Green really does mix well with both white and the black. So I'm using that for all my mid-tones. I use probably 3 or 4 mid-shades. So once my darkest colours are down, I can then go through and blend. I blend from dark and work up to light extremes, and I try and coat it as smoothly as possible to start with. Then I blend my shades through from, like I say, from dark to light, and that will have transitions in it that are very visible, and I can then get all those down. Once those are all down, I can go back in, because they're going to look blocky, and you're going to see like visible lines between the shades. So then I get I mix my transition colours. So those 3 colours, I then mix them down with either water or Lamium Medium by Citadel, and that I then go over once again from dark to light, and I push and pull those shades over, like you can see I'm doing here. I'm kind of pushing and pulling those shades in, and patience is necessary here so you can smooth out all those transitions. Once you've got the transitions smoothed out, you end up with a much nicer effect, and all that's really left after that is to hit the highest highlight edges and such. I go back in with a ever so slightly off white. I don't go pure white yet. I might go back in and do it pure white, but right now I was happy with a kind of sky blue, just to edge highlight all the obvious areas that you would normally edge highlight on a Space Marine: the tops of the shoulder pads, the pauldron areas, the gun, and the tips of the shield as well, and those little highlights in the center of the shield, of the shoulder guard. And then you can see the shots that are just coming up now. That's the final metal look. There's some areas I'm still working on. I'm still working on the leather and such, but it's pretty close, and I've got some bits of banners and purity seals to do, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with how this guy's looking. Thanks for watching. I'll probably do a few more videos soon, so keep an eye out on my channel. Take care.